I think besides more real power for school students and the institutionalization of school student participation, it's all about providing time, space, and financial support for the school students in order to get organized and to properly represent themselves. Because for a lot of students, education is more than a full-time job, and a lot of students these days are very stressed with all they have to do for school already. So that might be one of the reasons why, if you ask them, when you ask them about their opinion on certain things, they might not seem interested because they don't have the time and they don't want to be involved with this because they are too tired. This is probably because they're already too fed up with everything they have to do for school, and then obviously in their heads there is no space to think about to develop opinions on these aspects. So providing times and space in the school day, for example, using lessons, not teaching for a bit, but discussing with school students these topics and giving them the space and the time to assess their own needs and reformulate them into specific demands and opinions and ideas would be a very good support and a very good start for school students to be more actively engaged in school student management. Very practically, there are a lot of organizations out there, NGOs, other kind of organizations, student unions, who have a lot of experience in building capacity, helping school students to get organized in creative ways of being a school student council. For example, all the OBESU members who are national school student unions, besides their advocacy work, they have a lot of experience in doing capacity building. So it's very easy to approach such an organization, trainers organizations, school student unions, to help you in getting your students organized and creative ways of taking part in the school management, because obviously it's difficult to develop these ideas within the school community if you don't have experience with it. But there are a lot of organizations who are happy to do this and who are primarily concerned with doing this. I think foremost it is important to have an open ear for all school students, because maybe sometimes they came up with something but you didn't take the time to listen to it, or you forgot about it. So it's about being open for initiatives, even though they might seem not very possible or complex or not well developed, to have this open ear towards students and individual learners. For example, by using lessons to discuss and talk about school student participation, giving them the time in lessons to research other examples of school student participation in other schools that they might have heard of, or with internet these days you can easily find a lot of materials on this. So using your own lessons to teach about democracy, participation, to let them research and most of all let them discuss these things. And another tip could be that teachers should extend school student participation into the very core of their own lessons. For example, that if they involve school students in shaping one specific lesson, or what methods do you want to use to learn this and this specific thing, when do you want to take this test, and do you have time to prepare for this test, or would you want to move it to another day? Like these very small and these very small examples of school student participation in the very core of your own lessons that might stimulate and instigate other initiatives by school students that might lead to broader and bigger initiatives and enthusiasm of the school students to organize themselves and to take part in the school leadership.